Hello, folks. Is anyone actually buying Toronto real estate as we speak? There are different categories of buyers, and they have always been different categories when it comes to real estate buyers. But who is actually buying real estate as we speak? Stay tuned and let's talk about it. All right, so who is actually buying? I will get to that point, but I would like to talk to you about investors first. We have seen as soon as those interest rates went down and stuff like that, these investors, I'm not going to call them greedy, but I'm going to call them calculated investors, right? Like they saw money's cheap, all these projects are going up, the fear of missing out, and all of that situation. I don't like to pull myself back too far, but that's what was happening, and that's why real estate was booming like crazy. We have all seen it. There was fear of missing out. Money was cheap, and we couldn't get enough units because there's so many people wanted to jump into real estate, but those core investors, they were calculating their gains further down. Now, whether they're going to see those gains or not, that's a different story, maybe for a different video, but I did talk about that in my channel. So those investors at that time and today kind of changed, because an investor today is realizing that getting the funds from the bank, line of credits, or different pools, wherever they can grab those buckets of money from, is getting very expensive. It's getting expensive to carry all those mortgages and loans. It's getting expensive to do the actual math, and it doesn't make sense. So basically, in today's age, in today's date, these investors are gone. They're finished. So it is very rare that you will find an investor looking to buy real estate, unless it's a super duper deal. But some sellers are still, a few years back. Like I said, I don't want to go back too far, but some sellers are stuck there. So they believe that they can fetch these numbers and stuff like that. So the actual investors are doing two things at the moment. One, they're scared because they don't know what is happening. Now they're feeling okay. So things are kind of getting more comfortable. The rates are kind of feathering off slowly. Money is getting cheaper. Some of these units are actually, being completed. Some of the units went bankrupt and they're gone. But whoever is sitting on cash today, these investors are sitting on cash and looking for that perfect timing and that amazing opportunity, right? So an investor will not buy today. Now, the second category is your first time buyer. And it's always a tough category. Why? Because of down payments, different bank issues, they cannot qualify, and all kinds of stuff. And to the first time buyers, it is always expensive. Having said that, those buyers sometimes are not realistic, right? And when I take first time buyers out to show property and stuff like that, or when I go for the introduction meeting first, I ask them, what is going on? What is your budget? And usually the budget, it contradicts what we're looking at. Like, it doesn't make any sense, right? And I will ask them questions, right? So where did you get these numbers? Like, you're looking at, $650,000 to $700,000 for a detached house in Etobicoke, like a pocket near Toronto, like an outskirt community, which is extremely expensive. So I asked them openly, where are you getting that information? So sometimes, yes, they're educated, most are, but they're living somewhere in the cloud. So they're not buying today. That's the problem. So investors are gone, first-time buyers are gone. Now, first-time buyers can become a real buyer in a couple of scenarios. So one, their parents or family members or stuff like that are getting into an old age home or or whatever is happening to them, or that there's tragedy in the family, and they acquire some kind of wealth very fast. So you notice with these real estate deals or with these buyers, they want to get rid of that, they want to sell it ASAP, they want to get the funds, and they want whatever they want, right? Remember, urgency. All of a sudden, there's urgency, right? We need to solve this. They're finished, they're gone. I'm not saying they're not sad or sad, whatever the case is, it is. But I'm just saying, like they got funds very quickly, and they want to act very quickly because they want whatever they want, right? But generally, investors and first-time buyers are kind of on the sidelines as we move on. Now, the third category is the step-up buyer. You know, they acquired real estate, you know, they flipped maybe a few properties, and they're sitting in a property, but they would like more room, they would like to upgrade on their property and stuff like that. Those buyers are also sitting, unless they can sell for top dollar and they can buy for $0.50, if you know what I'm saying. So usually that is not the case, but most of the time that is what's happening, right? And they're kind of on the sidelines because there's a lot of stuff going in the background that is kind of controlling their situation. Do they have a fixed mortgage? Do they not have a fixed mortgage? How much money, how much equity, their job, like all of that stuff. And most of the people do not want to spend money today, which means upgrading. If you upgrade to better, bigger, bolder, it means you will have to spend more money, right? So these are kind of gone. Step up buyer, upgrade buyer, first time buyer, and investor. So these three buyers, they are kind of also pushing the market. Don't forget, a few years ago, all of these categories were kind of pushing hard. All of them, they're pushing hard and they're pumping that real estate market. So who is actually left? So that's $1 million question. So who's left? All right. So the actual buyer that is left is one, urgency buyer. They need to buy because they're relocating for work. So it's a need. So it's a buyer that needs to do that particular move. They will do it. They don't have a choice and they will do it. Second is urgency. They have to do something because of something else. So they're a true buyer and they're a real buyer, right? Yes, will they nickel and dime you today? Absolutely, everybody is. But at the end of the day, you have to make sure that you have a proper buyer at the table when you're negotiating, right? So it is sometimes smart to ask these questions. Have you sold before? Why are you moving? You know, sometimes people are moving outside the city because they want to downgrade or want to upgrade, but cheaper real estate. They already sold here and stuff like that. So these buyers are buying today. And there's still a percentage of these buyers that are actually transacting in today's Toronto real estate market, right? So marriages, people combining their incomes, moving in as a couple, or more kids, or whatever the case is. I found that with more kids, they're kind of like they're spending money, so it is unlikely that they will also upgrade. Now, a job upgrade, a job opportunity, and a job upgrade can lead to a transaction most of the time because obviously more funds, they want a better lifestyle and all of that stuff. So I think we're only left with these buyers that are actually need to move. And then if I go back, like me trading, 10 years plus ago, okay? So if I go back and if I really start analyzing these buyers and sellers and all of that stuff, that's how the market used to be. Nothing has changed. Yes, things are harder today. Things are different today. Why? Because we went through so many up and downs. But the market, it is scary, but it's not ludicrous. Not yet. What the future might bring, we don't know. We can anticipate. We can maybe try to calculate. We can assume There are thousands of units, condo units about to close. All these investors, they have to pull their money together. They have to close on these properties. I get that. I get that. But there's also these people that are retiring. There's these people that left us here, right? And they left wealth to their kids, right? So we also have to consider that aspect as well, right? So there are a couple of categories, and it will be interesting to see where everything is going to land. But all I'm trying to say in this video, that real estate is moving at a slower pace, and I would say in a pace in like 2016, 2017 mode. That's what is moving today, right? Like the listings would sit for 30, 60, 90 days. Maybe they would be relisted. If you're realistic about your list price today, and it makes sense, and you have a amazing representative, a proper real estate representative that can maneuver that transaction, I don't see a problem you not moving unless it's something specific. If you're sitting on 500 acres and you need $45 million, I don't know, unless you have a specific zoning and people can build all kinds of stuff on it, yes. But other than that, like, that would be a harder move, or you know exactly what I'm trying to say. So sit tight, like do your math properly, and just try to calculate your further steps. I hope you gained value from this video. Please like, share, and subscribe, and see you all next time in our new video. Thanks for watching.